Bernstein with a look at both recent careers.
For middleweight contender Doug DeWitt, nothing has come easy in the last 2 years. His war with Tony Thornton is Exhibit A. And at the end of 12 grueling rounds, the USBA title was still up for grabs. It was a draw. So, because of a vacant title, they went into the 13th, where Doug finally prevailed. Then, against Ronnie Essett with a big money shot against Michael Nunn. Next, more troubles. DeWitt was lethargic through the first 5 rounds and had to rally back in the last 5 for a very ordinary draw. 26-year-old Alberto Gonzalez hopes he'll see that Doug DeWitt tonight. Alberto showed ESPN fans he could punch when he took apart Terry Reddick last year. Gonzalez's right is his big weapon, and it would send Reddick down in the second round. This knockout win is one of 15 in 18 wins for Alberto. But he's stepping up in class tonight when he takes on Doug DeWitt.
Does Gonzalez have a shot? Yes, but he's the long shot. Let's get the key.
Quinones in a loss and Ronnie Essett in a draw. He's also got to start faster. He's pulled the last 2 fights out in the late rounds. And I'm going to cheat for a third one, left hook body shots. Watch for that. For Gonzalez, he needs to counter punch because it's what he does very well, and he thinks DeWitt will be coming right to him. And that right-hand opportunity that we saw Quinones exploit, that's what he wants to try to do tonight also.
And here is Doug DeWitt stepping into the ring now. He hurt his ankle in March, and that's an ongoing problem for him, and we'll watch it tonight. He said he stretched ligaments in the left ankle. It bothers him and certainly affects his mobility.
Yeah, Doug is underrated in the movement department. He can move very well in the ring, and so it could have an impact on what we see from him. But you know, in certain ways, Don, I don't think he should be moving as much as he does. He's the kind of fighter I think should come to you and really throw good hooks, jabs, and make you pay. And when he moves all around the ring, I think he's less effective.
Gonzalez very effective with the right hand. He can get into brawls and wind up on the losing end, too. He's been knocked out twice, back in 85 and 86. He has lost a total of 4, fought to a couple of draws, but he's knocked out 15 of his 18 victories. Let's find out more now from ring announcer Michael Buffer.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Resorts International Casino Hotel in Atlantic City, let's get ready to rumble 10 rounds in the middleweight division. The referee for this bout is Steve Smoger. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the blue trunks with white letters, he weighs 161 1/4 pounds. Fighting out of Carson City, Nevada, he brings a professional record of 18 victories against 4 defeats and 2 draws. 15 out of those 18 victories are by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, Alberto Gonzalez. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with white trim, he weighed in at 163 1/4 pounds. From Yonkers, New York, he's the current USBA middleweight champion. His title is not on the line in this bout, and his record, 29 victories, 5 defeats and 4 draws, 17 KOs, ranked number 4 in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Cobra DeWitt.
Gentlemen, we're giving you instructions at the weigh-in. I want you to obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Any questions? Touch gloves. God bless. Let's go.
I know, Al, we found it a little unusual that this man Gonzalez, when you asked him this morning what he knew about Doug DeWitt, he said nothing, absolutely nothing. Now, DeWitt is a well-known middleweight.
Surprising as you look at Doug DeWitt. He's been on TV a lot, certainly tapes available of him. But Doug DeWitt, of course, hadn't seen Alberto Gonzalez, but that's not too surprising. Gonzalez fighting mostly in Nevada near his hometown, Carson City. And boy, if he just waited a week, could have fought in Lake Tahoe next week on ESPN. He traveled all the way here. Next Tuesday, I guess it is, or the 23rd, we're going to be in Lake Tahoe.
Most of his fights, you're right, have been out there. Instead, he gets his first look at the Eastern Seaboard.
As you look at Doug DeWitt, he has, Dave mentioned the left hook to the body. He has a wonderful left hook to the body. Also has a great jab when he uses it, and it's obviously tonight he decided to use it. From a skill standpoint, there are few, and I will say this, even though some may be surprised, there are few middleweights in the world with as many skills as Doug DeWitt has. He just doesn't use them all the time, and sometimes he's very uneven in his efforts.
He is a world-class middleweight, no question. He is nicknamed the Cobra. You're seeing why. You're seeing the speed now early on as he, in a very disciplined fashion, goes with a jab, goes with a hook, and tries to establish something. I mean, there's just no comparison in terms of opponents. Between these two, DeWitt has fought the best. He's fought McCrory and Hearns, Quinones, Thornton. You talked about Ronnie Essen, although he gave a very tough fight last time. He did get a draw with Essen. Robbie Sims, he has also fought.
You know, I think that injury that may limit his mobility a little bit, as you see him wailing away to the body, could be a blessing in disguise for Doug DeWitt. When he fought Milton McCrory, I mean, God knows why he did it. And Robbie Sims, all of a sudden, he was like moving around the ring, boxing when he didn't have to box, when he could have walked to those guys, ripped body shots, and maybe, you know, carved them and taken them down. But he's busy running around the ring. The one time he did box very effectively was against Mike Tinley, using the jab and the outside boxing to win that fight a few years ago. But primarily, Doug DeWitt should win by body shots and working well on the inside.
Good point. In this man, he shouldn't have to chase and hasn't so far. Gonzalez remains right in front of him. Ooh, a wicked left. He felt that. That was low. And Steve Smoger, the referee, is going to give Gonzalez some time now to recover.
Well, DeWitt had been throwing legal body shots, and so that was just a little bit low. And we may see in the replay that it was more than a little bit, but DeWitt had been throwing a lot of legal body shots, so that was a rare low blow. He can get up to 5 minutes here.
And he'd be wise to take a good portion of that 5 minutes right now. Going to continue
with a wide-eyed look.
Would have taken more if I were him.
DeWitt's not taking any chances going to the head now. There's a good left hook downstairs. He's throwing excellent body shots so far. Against a boxer like this right in front of him, Doug DeWitt normally has very little trouble.
Indeed, that has been the case tonight. Goes for the body again. Gets a caution from Steve Smoger, the referee, inside 30 seconds.
I thought that one was quite legal.
Right on the boundary. Well, the class of DeWitt is certainly there for all to see. Gonzalez to feel in this first round. Which is at an end now. Scheduled for 10. May not go that far. We'll see.
Well, really the only one I thought that round we landed low, but it really hurt Alberto Gonzalez.
He survived the round nonetheless, but clearly outpointed by Doug DeWitt. DeWitt determined not to make the same mistake this time. You need both hands to really count on the opportunities that he has had. Maybe got caught looking past them and overlooking his current opponent, vowing not to do that with this man Gonzalez.
The first big one came in August of 1985, a fight I worked in which he was fighting Robbie Sims with the winner almost certain to move ahead toward a title shot, though Sims probably wasn't going to fight his brother Marvin Hagler. So for DeWitt, a win there really would have put him right into a title match. And I'll tell you, for the first 2 rounds of that bout, Don, he walked right to Robbie Sims and owned him, completely owned him, just stopped. I have no idea why. Started to move around a little bit. Robbie Sims got his rhythm, got some courage, and he won a decision over Doug DeWitt. I think that was maybe a key point in his career, and that started some problems for him.
A couple of wins, Dan, and then a streak that was not a good one. Losses to McCrory and Hearns. Got knocked out by Quinones at Atlantic City early in '87.
Shocking development.
And then he's had to battle his way back, and no bout has been easy for him.
Only down once in his career, and that was the right hand by Quinones, not known as a big puncher, that landed right on the jaw of Doug DeWitt. He takes a lot of punches, though. Now Gonzalez is starting to get his rhythm a little bit, at least throwing some punches back.
Gonzalez, a substitute for Ray Gray, the '85 ESPN middleweight champion. He wasn't well and unable to take part in this bout against Doug DeWitt. But Gonzalez comes in with a big punching reputation, but he's being beaten to that by DeWitt.
That bout was supposed to be for the USBA middleweight title that Doug DeWitt owns. A Ray great fight. This one obviously is not. Gonzalez is really very tentative, and I'll tell you today, talking to him, I didn't sense, this is his first fight out east here. Good counter right by Gonzalez, but I didn't sense he was really totally with it here. I've seen about 5 or 6 fighters come out east here from the west, and I could feel at the weigh-in that they weren't completely oriented, and I just felt that about him today.
DeWitt rips the left in at the belt, brings the right that follows it. It may be just as well for Gonzalez. He claims to know nothing about DeWitt. At least he won't be that much nervous here in the first couple of rounds, but he's finding out in a hurry.
Gonzalez Alberto started to land some good shots off the ropes, but he's not doing that much offensively. He's letting DeWitt have his way.
Sporadic at best. Jab consistently in his face now from DeWitt. You say he's right there. Doug doesn't have to go far to find him, does he? And that'll take care of round 2.
Good one. And what